Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty crucial that affects anyone who shops. Really, retail cybersecurity, yeah, it's everywhere. Our source material is from a blog post on cloud secure tech, and our mission, basically cut through the jargon, understand the real risks retailers are facing, and figure out how they can, build up their defenses, protect the business, but also protect you, the customer.
And the stakes are just incredibly high. This source points out, last year, the average cyber attack cost retailers nearly $3 million.
Wow, $3 million.
Yeah, that number alone, it just shows why Brian Lager, who's mentioned in the source, says this isn't just an IT problem anymore. Right, it's core business strategy. Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. What's actually driving these huge costs?
Well, the source paints a picture of threats that are always changing, getting way more sophisticated than, just basic server hacks.
Definitely.
So where are these vulnerabilities popping up now?
What the source highlights is how attackers are getting in through places you might not immediately suspect. Think about all the connected devices in stores now.
Like smart shelves, payment terminals.
Exactly. Smart shelves, those point-of-sale systems, even inventory trackers. The source calls these IoT devices Internet of Things. Major entry points. Often because maybe they don't have the same security focus as the main system.
That makes a lot of sense. And the financial hit can be immediate, devastating, right? Like ransomware.
Oh, absolutely. The source nets a really big surge in ransomware last year for a retailer that's, well, it's potentially catastrophic. You can lock everything up.
Shut down operations completely.
Yeah, totally. And the cost isn't just if they pay a ransom. It's millions in lost sales, lost productivity while everything's down.
And online, which is huge for retail. The source mentions something specific. E-skimming. That sounds pretty bad.
It is. E-skimming basically, as the source describes it, is where attackers slip malicious code right onto the checkout page of a retailer's website.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this code just sits there, secretly grabbing payment card details while a customer types them in.
And no one notices?
Often not right away. No, neither the customer nor the retailer might realize until you know it's way too late.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. The source also makes it clear it's not always these super sophisticated outside attacks. The human side is a huge factor.
Precisely. Employee mistakes, they're a massive vulnerability. The source really flags things like phishing emails.
Those tricky emails trying to get logins.
Exactly, yeah. Designed to fool staff into clicking bad links or giving up passwords. That's a primary way attackers get that first foot in the door. And simple stuff, like weak passwords.
Still a problem.
Still a huge, costly problem. It just underlines that security isn't only about the technology,
Okay, so that covers the threat landscape pretty well. External attacks on infrastructure, online payments, but also these internal weak spots from human error. Given all that, how does the source say retailers can actually fight back? Effectively.
Well, the blog post lays out several key proactive strategies. One, obviously, is beefing up security around those vulnerable IoT devices we talked about.
Right, securing the smart shelves and scanners.
Yeah. Another critical piece is strict compliance with industry standards.
Like PCI DSS and GDPR. What do those actually mean for retailers day to day?
Good question. So, PCI DSS Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, that's not just a guideline, it's a tough set of rules for anyone handling credit card data.
Non-negotiable.
Not much. And GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, that protects customer data privacy, mainly in Europe. But its ideas influence security everywhere. The source stresses that following these isn't just about avoiding fines.
It's basic good practice.
Exactly. It's fundamental security hygiene for handling sensitive info.
The source also brings up implementing zero trust architectures. That sounds intense.
It's kind of a shift in thinking. Yeah. Zero trust basically means you don't automatically trust anyone or anything trying to connect, whether they're inside or outside your network.
Verify everything.
Every single time. The source sees this as really key to limiting damage if an attacker does get past the first defenses.
Which loops back to the human element again. The source really hammers home the need for regular cybersecurity training for all employees, doesn't it?
It really does. Since staff are often the targets of phishing, making them the first line of defense through good training is probably one of the most impactful things mentioned.
Makes sense.
And alongside that, using endpoint security basically, software and rules to protect every single device on the network, computers, scanners, everything.
And lastly, the source mentions staying ahead of the game using proactive assessments, maybe even AI.
Yeah, that's crucial because the threats change so fast. Retailers need to constantly test their own systems, use advanced tools, maybe AI like you said, to spot weaknesses before the attackers do, not just reacting after something bad happens.
So the big picture from the source seems to be securing retail needs multiple layers. You have to understand all these different threats and act deliberately across tech, procedures, and people.
That sums it up well.
So what does this all really mean for you, the person listening? Why should you care about retailer cybersecurity?
Well, fundamentally, it's your data they're holding, right? Your payment details, your address, what you buy, yeah. That's the price for attackers. And your trust in that retailer is on the line every single time you shop.
Yeah, and the financial health of these businesses getting hit with these multi-million-dollar attacks. That affects things more broadly too. The security steps they take directly impact how safe you feel shopping with them.
Definitely. Online or in a store, it shapes your whole experience as a customer.
The landscape is tough, no doubt about it. Threats are getting smarter, but this cloud secure tech post clearly shows there are solid, actionable strategies retailers can use.
They can and they must, really. The tools and approaches are there.
Exactly. So let's leave you with this thought based on that source data. If the average cyber attack costs a retailer almost $3 million directly, what's the hidden cost? The cost to customer trust, and how does that shape the future of retail and where you decide to spend your money? Something to think about.